Welcome back, everyone, to Fantasy Poolies Footy Show. This is episode 4, powered by Addis and Albert Events, bringing you the most luxurious weddings and event planning, and the Genius Studios, bringing you genius B2B marketing, from social media management to web design and corporate event planning. Are you ready to add a little genius to your business? Before we get into today's episode, we just want to say a massive thank you. Really just a shout out to everyone, guys. Like a massive, huge thank you. Everybody who's been listening and sending us DMs, everyone's who's been riding with us, the interest, the downloads, the DMs, the text, the banter, the shares, it's all been unreal. We see it, we feel it, and we genuinely appreciate it, every single bit of it. Penna even got stopped at the soccer center parking lot, I heard. Penna?
Yeah. Like literally as I'm popping out of a session, I just got stopped by someone who was playing a men's league game. Someone that I had obviously never played against, or really, I had no idea who it was, but
Come on, man.
He said some nice words. Well, I mean, coming out of the soccer center, you would think that I'd pretty much know 95% of the people that are coming out of soccer. I went to school around the corner. So the fact that I actually didn't know who it was a surprising thing, number one. But he was like, "You're the podcast guy." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess that's me." He goes, "Yeah, like, what an awesome podcast, like me with my friend group are watching it and listening to it.
Amazing.
You guys do good stuff." So I was like, wow, like we've reached even, out of the soccer core, I guess.
Well, not really, because you were at the soccer center.
You want to know what? I should have got his name, but so this is the absolute truth. Luca knows this feeling. Like, session's done. We're in the middle of trials at Vaughan Soccer Club right now. So you can imagine how many parents I'd already spoken to on my way out to go to my car. So at that point, I was like,
hungry.
Home.
You were hungry.
Okay, but if he's listening right now, say your name next time. We can show you.
I will.
He deserves it.
I will get his name. Next Monday, I'll get his name.
On that, good tee up there, Lou. If you haven't already, make sure to follow, subscribe, drop a review, or send it to the one friend who thinks they know ball. It all helps us grow this little football ecosystem we're building. And speaking of growth, we've got a brand new segment launching next week. It's called The Technical Area. It's where we go deep with coaches and football minds and pros doing the real work behind the scenes. So we're recording episode 1 this week, and you won't want to miss it dropping next week. This week, we go full international mode, guys. We've got drama in the CONCACAF Nations League, heavyweight chaos in Europe, and South American qualifiers that are pure sauce going on as we record this Tuesday night. Penna's got his eye on the South American qualifiers. Lastly, stick around for the Half-Volley Hot Take, because apparently the city of Toronto is getting into scalping business for the 2026 World Cup, and Canada Soccer is testing everyone's wallet with this new Canadian Shield that they're launching. So let's get right into it, guys. CONCACAF Nations League results. Mexico lifted the Nations League trophy this weekend with a stoppage time winner against Panama. So congrats to Mexico. But obviously, being the Canadians that we are and how much we love Canadian football, we'll start with Canada dropping their semifinal result to Mexico in a very scrappy game, which saw them denied a penalty, to me, a clear-cut, stone-cold penalty on Cornelius there in the ball shortly after going down a goal. Raul Jimenez with the brace, the second off a curling free kick, which seems to be a hot topic of debate as to whether or not our boy Dane should have had it, perhaps. I asked Soti, guys, to be honest with you, and he had his literal answer to me was, "I don't know, man." Yeah, and like, if I can't come to you for goalie questions at this point,
that's what happens when you ask.
What value are you providing? So, anyways, couple too many conkies over there.
He's had 14 mush brains. So
Canada bounced back with a strong 2-1 win against the U.S. in the third place game to secure no bronze medal, but to secure third in that Nations League. Marsh made a few changes to the lineup, starting Chouanier in place of Eustachio and Tejan sliding back into the 11. Nico came in at right back after Davies had to exit early due to injury and looked very solid. Lou, talk to me about what you saw in that semifinal loss, and then we'll touch on the finals, the U.S. game shortly after that.
Yeah, I thought it was an ugly game. I'm going to be honest, from both sides. It wasn't very pretty. It was pretty fast paced, but not in a good way. We saw in the first goal, a lot of us talked about it, that Ali rushes the throw in a little bit. And they still get lucky on the goal. Like we're still sort of set and organized. I think it's a nice back heel from Jimenez to start it. And then it bounces off Bombito, I think. And then it goes in. And, that really changed the dynamic of the game. That being said, we did nothing in the final third. I think we generated one shot, right? And that was an issue for me. My biggest issue, like I like what Jesse Marsh is doing. We're an athletic team. We need to play fast. That I know. And we have an identity. It's nice to see. That's who we are. But my issue is with Alphonso Davies, who thinks he's playing recess ball. Like, he is just a different player with Canada. And it's like, he just tries to dribble through everyone. He makes the wrong decision on the ball most of the time. And you don't see that at Bayern, right? Because he's a minnow at Bayern and he's still so successful. He's amazing with Bayern. And with Canada, he is frustrating. Me personally, I'd push him higher up the field. I don't think he should be playing left back, but in Jesse Marsh, we trust. You got to give him credit. He's doing a great job. Seems like everyone's buying in. They all love him. Could have been a lot better, but the PK changes a lot. But I also think that the game was rigged. They were never I never say that. The only time a game was ever other rigged was.
You're not the conspiracy guy.
No, but 2002 South Korea, okay, Italy and versus Spain. But this game was rigged. Could you imagine Panama finals in California?
That wouldn't do well at the box office.
No.
I mean,
that would be
the
terrible.
pictures of the stadiums in these games haven't looked that good from, overall. Like it was pretty empty for the most. I mean, it's a huge stadium, but it wasn't full at all.
Obviously we don't want to get into the conspiracy theories, but obviously with
your tinfoil hat on. Let's go. Put your tinfoil hat on.
With the States losing in the prior semi, I mean, you kind of knew that this one was coming. Like, they weren't going to allow it to be Canada-Panama in the final. I'm sorry. Like,
I just don't get how they don't call that a
at the end of the day, soccer is a business, and that VAR decision is a business.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like his studs are not even up a little bit.
Like, there's no way that you've played ball your life, and like, even if you're Mexican, whatever you are, like, you watch that replay and you're for sure saying that's a PK. Like, there's no way that you can. And then he called a foul on Cornelius. That was the best part of it all. That not even like there was no contact. He called a foul on the guy that touches the ball first. That is the textbook PK. Attacker gets there first, makes contact on the ball, defender's late. Obviously, the defender's trying to play the ball. This is another thing that I get so frustrated with people when I talk ball. When they tell me he's not trying to hit him. And I'm like, well, if only the FIFA rule book was gauging intention.
Yeah.
I go, no one's really trying to hurt anyone unless it's like Boca River playing. Then they're trying to kill each other. No one's trying to foul someone.
He doesn't have the mens rea. Like, you're going to get lawyers involved.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. So that's one part that just, whenever I talk ball and someone hits me with but he was just trying to kick the ball. I go, yeah, fantastic. But he kicks him in the foot. So it's a PK. So make the call. But
when he was savvy, the defender is brilliant. And no Canadian player would go down in a heap knowing that he fouled the guy.
He faked a plancha and he did a couple rolls and he played it off as like he got destroyed and it worked. It worked.
It did work.
That's why we have VAR now. Because VAR can watch the replay, even though the middle was fooled by it. It is your responsibility as the VAR to watch it and say, okay, Canada player, clear contact first on the ball. Mexico player, volley, Canada player's foot. What's the decision? PK.
The only thing that they could have been looking at there is maybe if Cornelius' foot was high and it was, a dangerous attempt.
But like, going to be
he literally shoots it on net. He has a muffin on net with his laces, and the guy just swings and misses the clearance and kicks him. And like, it's crazy to me, regardless of the PK, because I do agree that changes the game completely.
We still didn't play a good game, so it's not an excuse. We did not play well. At the end of the day, Canada did not play well in the final third, as Luca mentioned. I don't know how long we have here to talk about Alphonso Davies. Luca already did a good job, but I don't know why Alphonso Davies thinks that he's Ronaldinho when he plays on Canada.
Serious.
It's like we have a whole segment about lockers, and like I think we need to sit him down and like go over what his locker is. Because at Bayern Munich, he plays very simple. Give the ball into Musiala, make runs into space. Give the ball to Sané, make runs into space. Play to what you're good at. He's good in space. Like, we don't want you to be like a Juan, like forget Aymar, you know, like dribbling in the final. Like, just play the ball and make runs. That is your biggest strength. Play to it. We're not.
But I agree with Lou. I think at this point we got to push him up the field. But I agree with Lou. I think at this point we got to push him up the field, especially looking at that third place game. You know, Nico slid in at fullback once he got hurt, and he did an excellent job.
Well done, Nico.
Shore up the back. Be safe at the back, and you know, play Tejan on one side, Davies on another side, and just go, you know, full attack mode. In that front four. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I was, you know, the lineup that Jesse put out in that semifinals, it wasn't far off what we had predicted. But in hindsight now, and you know, it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback, as they say. You know, I feel like we missed out a bit on, you know, playing guys who are in form in Europe mid-season. You know, they have footy in their legs at this point. Like, I was surprised to see Oso in the starting lineup. I thought he would have a part to play in the game for sure, but in the starting lineup, especially as a winger. But I guess maybe he wanted to cover that side a little bit with Fonzie there. I think if we look at that semifinal match, see, you know, Nico sliding in there at fullback, as I said, did a pretty good job. So we may have an opportunity here to push Fonzie up and just be dangerous up the pitch and take guys on there. Penna, that third place game, big result for us. You know, pride was on the line. It's never easy playing in those third place games. Nobody wants to play in those games.
Of course.
But I feel like we did a really good job. We played really well. We got the result. I think, guys, I'm worried if I'm a United States fan, I'm worried at this point. Like, the World Cup is around the corner on your home soil, and you couldn't pull out a result at this. Like, how are you gaining steam and gaining momentum heading into this 2026 World Cup, getting fans on your side, building momentum from a fan base? You know, I feel like they're better than this. The players that they have are better than this. Like, what's going on with them?
Well, I mean, they at least have American football over us still. Seeing how we have hockey and now we have footy over them. I know that one stings them right in the tailpipe. But yeah, they are in, like, you know, Pochettino was supposed to come in and solve everything. And like, he must be thinking, like, what did I get myself into? Obviously, he's going to have a long leash. He's going to be allowed to go all the way into the World Cup. But it feels a little bit like, I mean, obviously, I'm not comparing in terms of quality, so everyone relax. But it feels like the Brazilian national team right now. It feels like they just put, like, all, like, the stars, like, on the field. And, like, you know, we'll figure out tactics and we'll figure out roles. And we'll have, you know, an attacking player will be tracking back and putting in all the defensive work. It just feels like it doesn't make sense. And you might actually have to pull some of the attacking talent out to solidify things maybe more defensively. That's obviously a tough call because, like, who are you going to pull out to do that? So I just think right now he's just throwing everyone on the field and hoping that things are going to stick. And unfortunately, it did not work in this tournament. Maybe he goes back into the drawing board and decides to maybe make that switch. But yeah, changes are coming because I don't think Pochettino will just sit on his hands. So I think changes are coming. But yeah, not a good showing. Not a good showing on your home field. Home games to lose both games, like to lose to Panama, not score a goal. To not score a goal at home to Panama. Like,
you guys called 3-0.
I mean, Lums, you would be hard-pressed to put a Panama player in the USA 11. Maybe a Carrasquilla, he's good, solid player. Maybe he slides into the US lineup. But, like, their striker, which, what a goal, good for him, Waterman, is a Uruguayan first division striker. Like, he played like 8 years in Uruguayan first division. And he didn't even play for Peñarol or for Nacional. He played for Phoenix. Like, this is the guy that's scoring a goal on the American national team. Like, again, you know, kudos to him. He got his opportunity, he ran with it. But, like, Phoenix.
Hey, hold on a sec. Sorry to interrupt you. I played for Phoenix at Futsal Palace.
There you go.
You didn't.
See? I did.
Yeah, you played with
Waterman. I played
for random thing. That's such a random thing.
I'm pretty sure that Waterman's, I'm pretty sure his salary with his Uruguayan team was he got paid with a choripan, chivito, and he got a beer at the end of the games because he didn't get cash. There's no way he got paid money.
$75 for a win.
How do I say it?
$35 for a tie or loss. $75 for a win.
I used to get a juice and a churro, and a hot dog for $1.
Boom. There you go.
Futsal Palace was a vibe. That didn't last long, but that was a vibe, that place. You went upstairs.
Lou, what did you...
The field that you walked
Chesswood.
up the stairs, right?
Yeah, Chesswood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't last long.
Lou, what did you see from Canada in that third place game? Obviously changes to the lineup.
Yeah.
What did you see from them?
Chouanier did a great job, right? That was a little bit of a surprise because let's face it, Eustaquio is probably number one on the team sheet. Him and Joe David, you would say. Bombito too. There's guys, but again, I just saw that same team with identity, and for me, I don't mean to talk about USA again. They're the opposite. They don't have that same identity that got them far. That hardworking mentality, because it's almost like they have too many skilled guys, right? They have too many guys playing at a high level that they never had this before. I know Landon Donovan called them out, and it's just about pride and heart. And I know it's so easy to say those things, but that's what you kind of see with that team, right? Like when Timothy Weah is your best player in the game, it's kind of sad. I mean, look at
Yuga's best.
Yeah, I know. Exactly my point. Yeah, but they
Can we
did
make
well.
it through an episode without talking about you?
Jonathan David, though, what a goal, eh? Just a fake through ball. Just
amazing.
Faked the combination, cut inside, left foot curler. Just beautiful striker play. I love seeing those
Every
goals.
striker should watch. Like, every young striker should watch that goal.
Because
left foot, too.
Because he makes the defenders believe that he's going to lay it off first time. And he already laid it off first time 2 or 3 times in a row. So now he's let the center back believe that it's coming again. And then that's when he's clinical. And that's what a clinical striker does. Like, that's exactly why he's coveted by mega clubs. And he's done a great job at Lille, but it's time. It's time for him to test his waters for a bigger club in a bigger competition. So hopefully he makes a good, smart choice in where you're never guaranteed playing time when you
relax. It's in the hot takes. It made it in the hot takes this week.
Okay, sorry. Let's cycle back to it. Because I have some thoughts about it. So let's cycle back.
The only thing I will say is I would have liked to see Promise get in. I kind of understand why he didn't. You're up 2-1. Maybe you trust Laren more than you trust, Promise, who hasn't debuted yet. But you bring him. Why not? Why not get him in the game? But we're a little biased, right? We're biased.
It's tough because I see both sides of it. On one side, like you said, you go with the guys you trust, and you could tell they really wanted to get the result in that game.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, I think about, you don't really have that many windows left before World Cup rolls around. So you want to see these guys in actual games outside of training, outside of their club environment in this, with the team before then. But, like you said, in Jesse we trust, and he's doing a great job so far. Absolutely. Let's head to Europe, guys, and we'll start with the love of our lives, Italy, and their return leg against Germany in Dortmund. This one ends 3-3, guys, but Germany goes through on aggregate. We joked about Italy should just have left at halftime in our group chat after a dreadful. I don't even know if I have a word. I think dreadful's too nice, but a dreadful first half performance. But they showed some pride and gave us some hope. And had they given that penalty on D'Lo, we may have actually been dreaming of history in Dortmund again. I don't know. But guys, they have, regardless of that penalty, they have, the coaches in us, they have themselves to blame with that first half performance. So Germany goes through there. Over to Spain versus Netherlands. This was a classic. 3-3 after extra time. Then Spain win it on pens. Oyarzabal, am I saying that correctly, Penna?
Very good. Very good.
Beautiful. With a brace, Lamine Yamal doing his thing again, and then Memphis Matson brought the Dutch back in it, but Unai Simon with the big save in the penalty shootout. And then France down 2-0 to Croatia, and they come back through Olise and Dembele. Some real depth on that French squad, and Mike Maignan with the shootout heroics. And then finally,
decent depth on the French squad. Wow.
And then finally, Portugal versus Denmark, a bit of a wild one. Denmark with the first leg 1-0 win, and then Portugal dropped 5 in the second leg. Ronaldo misses a pen early, but they recover. Trincao off the bench scores twice, and then Ramos seals it in extra time. So Portugal go through. Lou, let's start with Italy here. What the hell was up with that? Like, what was that first half? Spalletti said post-match he messed up on the starting 11. A tale of two halves. worthy of a Thiago Motta coaching masterclass. Lou, what's your take on Italy's first half in Dortmund there?
Yeah, I will say this before I dive into it. I'm happy we at least tied because I love saying that like Dortmund is our place, and we still kind of own Dortmund. We still own it. All right. We beat Albania there this past Euros as well. So we got like history in Dortmund. I'm happy to.
It's a home game.
Yeah, it's a home game. But Spalletti, the love-hate relationship I have with this guy, you know what? Let me rephrase that. I have a hate and then I sort of like him sometimes. I never love him. He drives me a little crazy. He got a lot wrong. The biggest for me is Maldini.
Maldini
Tell
starting
me where
wild.
on earth this guy, if we're in trouble if we think this guy deserves to play for Italy. I think he scored 2 goals this year. Do we know that? For Monza. Now he got transferred.
He's been injured with Atalanta, like since he made his transfer, because I have him in Fantacalcio, obviously. He doesn't play. He hasn't played more than probably 30 minutes for Atalanta. Like,
I'm so
number
confused.
one, how does he get the call to go to the camp? Because I don't think it's right that you take a guy who's out of form, not even playing with his club team, over guys that are at least playing like big roles with like a bunch of Serie A teams. And then not only do you take him, you start him in an away leg to Germany. Like, what was he like? What was the thought process there? Like, there was no thought process.
Well, I mean, let's face it. He did it in Euros when he started Fagioli, and we all freaked out. And Fagioli put in an absolute dud, right?
Reggie Blinker.
He's made some terrible decisions. It's his ego and he fancies himself like. And I said this when I predicted the lineup. You could put a midfield there. You could put Fratesi.
Why does Fratesi not play second striker? Like, especially in an away game like Germany, doesn't it make sense to get Fratesi's energy like in behind Ken? Like, I just thought that made so much sense when you were giving like that lineup made sense to me. Just because.
And Fratesi does nothing but score for Italy.
And,
Does nothing but score for Italy.
A start, has he not? Like I kind of feel for that guy. He never plays on Inter, never gets a start. He's a consummate pro. He scored some huge goals for Italy. Like, if I'm him, I'm looking at Spalletti like, dude, like, I've scored some huge goals to help us qualify. Like, how does Maldini get into an 11 before I do?
I'm certain Fratesi has more goals for his national team than Vinny Jr. That is a crazy stat.
That doesn't take much. I'm
going to look that up. Keep talking.
When you say it, it's a crazy stat.
That doesn't take much because Vini with Brazil.
Crazy. So, I don't know, Zaccagni, who's been in form, but he was dealing with an injury. So I get, but Raspadori, better than Maldini.
Yeah, start Raspadori.
Come on, Raspadori's played how many games?
Like, Maldini should just be there as, like, the last name. Okay, you want to bring him because his last name's cool. But
that's why he's there, Penna.
Come on, dude. That's a ridiculous one. Like, I would understand if he went to Atalanta and he was making a difference and he was getting minutes and, like, Gasperini, because I think Maldini with he may not be there anymore, but Maldini, Atalanta may get his best out of him, but it hasn't happened yet. So he can't be on the Italian national team. Like there needs to be, like, the Italian crest means something. Like, even for me, like, I'm from South America, but like,
but you're like sort of Italian, eh? Relax.
Italy has always been a competitive side, and I just feel like there's guys that are getting call-ups and caps that, like, should never be getting caps for a country like Italy. And something needs to change because it's not acceptable. Like, it's right. Like, it's, I don't know. It's just, I can't believe Maldini gets a start over all those names that we just mentioned.
You know what else is an issue? And the Interist can vouch for this. Bastoni cannot play in the
middle of the three.
Absolutely. He cannot play because I'll be honest. Bastoni and Barella are 2 of our best players. Maybe you throw in Tonali in there. But Barella and Bastoni were terrible in that second leg. They were really bad. The worst I've ever seen them. And, like, you know, you chalk it up to a bad day, but they were really bad. You know, you imagine he played Gatti because we let in 2 set pieces, and Italy, which is a crazy stat, have allowed 9 set piece goals in the last 6 games.
I don't even count that as a set piece goal. Like, I came off a corner, but that's just stupidity is what it is.
But I'm going back to the first leg, which it is stupidity. But the first leg we let in 2, right? So I imagine he put in Gatti, Buongiorno to shore it up. Okay, Gatti's amazing in the air. That didn't work out.
Buongiorno gives up the penalty.
Yeah, Bastoni gets pulled out too. Then Dilo goes wide. He was terrible in the wide area. And Politano did an excellent job in the first leg. He was getting in behind. Yeah. and being dangerous.
Like even start him maybe at second. Yeah. Like Politano over. Like I thought he did well actually, right? Yeah. Like in the first leg. Wouldn't you reward someone that just had an impact on the first? Like it's so confusing to me.
He's confusing. Rovella in the first leg, not the right start. Like start Ricci that one.
Yeah, maybe he was looking ahead. Maybe he was looking ahead with that one.
Looking ahead, you worry about the first
2 legs.
First.
You got to play every leg like it's a final, right? But let me say one thing. Donnarumma is a top end goalkeeper, but he plays set plays like he's 5'4".
He's awful.
Like it's wild to me. Like you know that teams are doing film study on Gigio when he's what is he 6'5", 6'6", whatever the hell he's a giant. The teams are doing the one where they line up the 5 guys on his toes because they know he's not coming for anything. Like that's a clear sign that we want
U12 one,
and we know that you do not like coming for anything because you wouldn't see that for any other keeper who's 6'6", like all 5 guys lined up in the 6-yard box because that's easy for a keeper of his height, and they're just swinging balls into the 6, and he's just there yelling at his back line like, dude. I'm sorry. Those are all your balls. Like you have to command more of a presence in your box. Like you're the biggest guy on the field. He plays like he's 5'4", but he's 6'5".
I'll tell you this. We are in tough. We talk about qualifying. Our first game is against Norway. I watched them today against Israel. Set piece merchants.
They're just monsters.
They are dangerous.
They are monsters.
Monsters. They're all monsters.
There's some big men over there in the water in Norway.
They're just Vikings. Boys. They're literally Vikings on a boat. Yeah. It's just guys on a boat off a corner, and one guy's holding the boat like this.
Yeah.
They're just holding it, and it's just 5 guys heading the ball on a boat. Like, so I'm a little worried because Norway's already on 6 points. We got to play catch up. First game is Norway away. I can't believe I'm saying this. That I'm worried. Israel didn't look too good.
How can you not believe you're saying it? Like as if Italy just cakewalks through qualifying all the time. Like if anything, I'd be shocked if you were like, yeah, I'm super confident.
I'm super confident that this is going to go our way.
You know what bugs me is that when we play the Giants, we're always great, right? Apart from first half against Germany, but we're very good against the Giants. But then we play these teams and we got to worry these Macedonias and these Norway.
We'd struggle against the Giants now that they signed Russell Wilson.
Did they sign him?
I think so. 1 year, $21 million.
And Jameis Winston, no?
Yeah, Winston's also, and they want to draft. They're drafting Sanders, so they're going to have just a circus in the quarterback room.
Well, let's not get crazy. These guys don't know that we know all sports.
Bring us back. Sorry. Yeah, we're big sports guys. We love sports. Big sports.
Yeah.
But what was your favorite game? Oh, go.
So last thing I'll say. Move on from Italy, but it should have been 3-3 because that's a PK. And then again, we talk about VAR. I don't understand VAR. I'm done with VAR. I'm sick of it. I love it sometimes, and then it's just it's wrong. He calls a foul.
Call the PK.
So he calls the PK. Then they're saying, oh, he might have touched ball. But then when you don't call a PK, isn't it a corner kick? He gives a goal kick. So no, he doesn't touch ball. It's a PK. I'm okay if he doesn't call PK and then it doesn't go to VAR. I'll accept that.
I agree.
Because I'm not saying it's a stonewall PK because it's not.
No. But
he calls a PK.
So VAR is there to overturn clear and obvious mistakes.
Yeah.
That is the purpose of VAR. Like the one in the Canada-Mexico game is a clear and obvious mistake. It should intervene. So if there's a tackle and there's physical contact, which you see clearly, and then maybe he plays the ball after he goes through the contact, would you not stay with the call on the field? Because it's not clear and obvious.
Yeah.
So what is clear and obvious, I guess? Because clear and obvious to who? To the guy who's in the room or to the guy who's on the field? Like, I don't know what clear and obvious means.
Yeah. The guy having the schnitzel in the VAR room?
Yeah, like the guy that's having the spatula or whatever the heck that nonsense is called.
German food stinks, eh? Sorry, Bart.
Buddy.
German food is not good.
Schnitzel had a couple layovers in Germany, man. That's a tough...
Schnitzel is just bootleg fettina, though.
That's a tough cuisine.
Bootleg cotolette, that's
cuisine.
all it is.
Let me tell you, Lisa did not enjoy the food in Germany.
Yeah, it's bad. And the last thing I'll say, Bellanova can go home. That was another one. Bellanova is a disaster.
Bellanova can go fly his kite.
In that first leg, he comes on and is a disaster. Shout out to my dad and Frank Damiano.
My dad too.
Live it. And Frank Damiano hardcore into the East has always been like Bellanova is the worst. And Rick says it too. All into the East hate Bellanova.
But again, Bellanova was added because of the injury. Was he not? So how this is the part I don't understand. So he wasn't good enough to be selected in your original roster, and then he's one of your subs. Like, isn't that strange though, guys? Like,
we to be fair to that, I still think it sucks. We didn't have any wing back depth, like none. Like you're not gonna bring on an attacking one when you're 1-1, maybe, you know what I mean? So he brought in a guy who plays both ways. He's decent defensive.
Plays both ways, but he plays no ways.
He plays no ways.
He plays no ways.
He plays no ways.
It may look like he plays both ways.
What is this, Groveton? He can't play.
He does not play both ways.
I'm saying that like he could play fullback is my point. It's not like Politano that's a winger. You know what I mean? Like he stinks. So fast. What's his 40-yard dash time? He should go to the NFL Combine. He's actually really fast.
Yeah. He should play wide receiver. Maybe that's what he should be doing
for the Giants.
The Giants. No, Giants have a wide receiver. Okay, let's get back on the soccer talk. But Giants, if they have one thing, it's a wide receiver. They do have a wide receiver. Everything else is an absolute debacle. But Malik Neighbors is him. So move on. Sorry, guys. Man, we're losing ourselves today.
Quickly, Penna, which game caught your eye in those other three matches? What thriller piqued your interest the most
in the European games?
Yeah,
the Spain and Netherlands one. There were some. I'm not sure if you guys saw. I like when the retired guys always come in and they take their shots at the current players. So Rafa van der Vaart, who, credit to him, top baller, was a really good player.
Loser though.
But he runs his mouth a lot. And even when he was playing, he'd run his mouth a lot.
Isn't that just the Dutch though?
And make a comment. Again, Lamine, I think we forget that the kid is 17. Like, he's still a child at the end of the day. Like, you're going to go in on TV and chirp a 17-year-old kid because of his appearance. And, he looks like a thug with his shorts down low while he plays. Like, why are you making those comments about a football? Like, it's just such a stupid thing to say. And then Lamine, in typical Lamine fashion, he hears everything that people speak about him, because you could tell he's a 17-year-old kid. He's not as seasoned yet as a professional where he can block out all the noise. You could tell that maybe his buddies were sending him videos because he knew
100%.
He knew what was said. Obviously, he scores another golazo. The kid just scores them every week. Like, he is, again, I've spoken at lengths about him. Scores a golazo, and the celebration is iconic. Lowers his shorts even lower in the celebration and walks over towards the media booths and is looking up while his shorts are literally down to his thigh. And I was loving it because you could just picture Van der Vaart in that moment. But God, I got to close my mouth. What an idiot I am, right?
Crawling to a hole.
Yeah. Then he missed a PK, so a little humble
awful pie. PK, by the way.
Oh my Lord. That was not it at all.
And that drives me crazy. We talk about the stutter and everything. Lamine Yamal outside the box with his left foot can put it top shelf.
He bends it back post with his eyes closed, and then he stutters a PK and hits it with his Chanel purse.
Yeah, and passes it to the keeper. I don't understand that. I'll never understand that.
Just go and hit it. How to hit it. You're a fantastic finisher. Just go and hit it. We don't need stutter steps. God, stop with the stutter step, PK.
Stop it.
Hopefully FIFA makes a rule that you can't do it anymore. It's ridiculous.
We didn't learn from Simone Zaza. Remember Simone
Zaza while he was slumping grapes making vino?
Come on. That was the end of him. By the way, did you see who gave the pass to Yamal for the goal?
Yeah. What's his name? Houston. Yeah. Good move,
so good.
Yeah. You guys need a center back. Yeah. Well, there he was.
That's my Juve of the day.
Yeah. He's going to Real Madrid, which I'm not happy. And Trent's going to Real Madrid. Houston's going to Real Madrid.
Can we talk about playing Maldini with Italy, but can we talk about France's depth? What is going on there?
What an embarrassment.
They just have that Joy guy, Zaire Emery off the bench. Ulises wicked, Barcola's nice. They are.
That's literally one where maybe a Spalletti's better suited for that roster because you can go throw darts at the board.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what dart he throws, it's going to be a good starting 11. You could throw whatever dart you want at the French roster, it's going to be an amazing starting 11. Wow. What a team, man.
So are they your Nations League favorites, guys? Who are you picking here to take the European crown?
I can never say that. My girlfriend will hate me.
You got to give it to Spain still. You got to give it to Spain just because of what they've done and the continuity of the squad and the fact that the center backs are going to be better than their Euro winning center backs. Like, they're about to have a revelation at center back. Like Houston, Kubarsi, like, these kids are wicked and like they're amazing on the ball. They're good in the air. Defensively, they're solid. They start attacks with dribbles. Like, they're about to get better. Like, it's kind of scary to think about because both of them are insane ballers. Like, again, I know I'm sorry to harp on it because you guys own them, but like, I don't understand how you would let him go. Like, I don't care the books.
I was gonna say in Italy, if you're that good, that young, they don't launch you. You got to go play in Serie C for Taranto for 3 years.
Well, Albino
Leffe before they give you a shot.
You never get sprung into first team action. Camarda is still ironing his shorts now in Milan.
Italy is the opposite of the CPL. In the CPL, you're old if you're 22 and a half. In Italy, you're young if you're 29.
Yeah. It's like, oh, he's rounding into his prime. He's 31 and a half.
Hoyson came out and said he wanted to stay at Juve. That's what means me. He said he wanted to stay at Juve. That drives me crazy.
Like, he actually loved it.
I can't read that. I can't read that and see that.
But
he would have stayed and we wouldn't have known about him. He wouldn't have been playing for Spain. He would have been playing for Juve.
I'm not saying it was. I'm not defending the move. But I also trust him very, very, very little because a guy who he switched his allegiance from a national team perspective. Then he flip-flopped he verbally agreed to a loan move and then backed out with Frosinone to go to Roma because Roma came in. Like, I don't know. I'm not convinced.
Mourinho came in and stole
I like that, Lums. That makes me feel better. I'm going to sleep better tonight. Thanks.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Lou, who's your Nations League pick? Quick.
Trincao.
Portugal.
No, I can't choose Portugal.
Trincao, Barcelona. Trincao.
Sorry to Guerrero listening. Eh?
What a super sub, though, from Trincao. Seriously.
Holy, in his home stadium. You know what his home stadium's called? Jordo told me this. It's called Stadio José Alvalade.
That's a good pronunciation.
Right. It's not bad, eh? José Alvalade. Okay, that's Sporting's. Because we know Penna got it wrong in the first episode.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better
right.
Make sure you get that right. Peeps. And you come on, Ronaldo, you're done, buddy. You're done. You ruined your best.
To the Portuguese.
So who do you got?
Come on.
I'm gonna go Germany. Yeah.
I'll go France.
What's going on with Wirtz? Is Wirtz hurt?
Yeah, Wirtz is battling an injury, so he just didn't come for these ones.
Musiala, not that good though, eh?
Yeah, not like they have a Musiala. You know, he's pretty decent. And then if Wirtz doesn't play, Sané plays.
Yeah. Their 9 was excellent over 2 legs too. He was very good.
If none of those guys go, then Maldini gets in the lineup.
Hey, I'm telling you, that 9 is perfectly fits into what they need from a 9.
Exactly.
He's like stretch the field, keep both of the center backs occupied, be a reference point in the box so these guys can make all their magic underneath. I'm shocked that he didn't get in earlier, because that should be Germany's 9. He plays for Mönchengladbach. He's exactly what Germany needs. Exactly what they need. So
we should get Brax just to say German teammate.
Yeah. He says a
voiceover of
Mönchengladbach.
No, you gotta hork it, guys. Over in South America, World Cup qualifying is going on. Argentina tops Penas Uruguay 1-0 on Thursday without Messi, thanks to Thiago Almada goal. With goal. Nico Gonzalez strong season continuing, being sent off this past match.
Did you guys see Surratt?
Forget
he
that
just
guy.
kicked the Uruguay guy in the face.
Nice. And like the 96th, right?
Like he came on and just got a red. Yeah. It was unlucky. Obviously, the ball was in the air, and he was trying to like volley clear it, and the Uruguay guy like heads the ball, and he just
sounds like the one on Cornelius we were talking about.
Like literally just kicks him in the face, like full blown 100% volley, trying to clear the ball, and then Naita Hernandez is literally, guys, like Bambi legged on the field. He's got he's just like
a Hogan boot to the face, eh?
And like Hernandez, what you guys know, he played in Serie A. He's a little wild, obviously. This guy, like his teammates are like trying to like, you're not well, I think, and he's just like, look, He's like trying to get in to like head the ball, like on the resulting free kick. He's trying to get in the box. He looks like what's it called, Adam Sandler's friend in the movie, like all cross-eyed.
Mr. Deeds.
Yeah, Mr. Deeds with the eyes. He's ordering French fry pizza, and he wants to go score a header. Guys, I'm telling you, it was wild. It's funny how like NFL has like, like concussion spotters and everything.
Yeah.
And then in soccer, it's just hilarious. The guy's literally just like every concussion sign possible and symptom possible. And he's just going in for a header. He's just like, no, I'm okay, guys. Just give me some 25 chimichurri. I'm okay, guys.
They make him do a zigzag run. I was like, if I'm conky, I'm zigzagging, no problem. I'm back out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not what the test should be. Yeah, but anyways, sorry, Lums. I'm sorry to cut you off. I just had to share that because it was just a really funny moment. A really funny moment where I was like, because me being in the medical field, I was looking at it like, guys, he has a, like, I don't even need to do a scat 5. He has a concussion, 1,000%, and he went in for the cross.
Yeah, he's murdering someone.
Dive in.
He's murdering someone in like 10 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's hope not, but I'm scared for all the Montevideo shopping centers. When Naitan is retired in 15 years. I'm scared for Punta del Este when Naitan goes when he's 45.
So Uruguay drops their qualifier.
Yeah, we
Brazil topped Colombia Thursday 2-1 with a 9th-minute winner from Vinny, which, by the way, I looked it up. Vinny, 5 goals for Brazil. Fratesi. How many? Anybody going to guess?
7.
Fratesi's got, probably around there, like probably 8, 9 goals.
8.
Yeah.
There you go. I was right.
Ecuador continues their strong qualifying campaign, beating Venezuela 2-1. And kind of give us an live update, because you got the games on right now as we do this on Tuesday night here.
So I'll give a little bit of a synopsis. Uruguay can't win a game right now against an under 15 OPDL team, I think. Things are looking dark right now.
What do you mean dark? You're safe.
No, we're going to qualify, Lou, but that's not what, again, qualifying has been ruined now that we care about the money in football. So everyone in South America qualifies. There's 6 plus a play-in 7. So
except Chile.
Well, I mean, for our Chile listeners, let's pour one out for Chile.
Yeah.
Things are looking darker for them, that's for sure. But we just played Bolivia, and I've let my thoughts known on the Bolivian games because it's ridiculous. Playing in La Paz is the most dangerous thing that they can possibly make guys do. It's reached a point where the big clubs in Europe are advising the players not to play 90 minutes. So Valverde today, Real Madrid imposed that he can't play 90 minutes today because they're playing in La Paz. And they have to go back to play for Real Madrid. And he's going to play 90 minutes there and then have to play this weekend.
They're allowed to do that?
They're not allowed to, but realistically, the players from Uruguay, they're team players, right? So it's like we're already pretty much qualified. So if Real Madrid, my employer, asked me to sacrifice 45 minutes, I'll do it. The Brazilian players don't listen. That's the difference. They do whatever they want because they know that they have power to say, okay, well, you don't want me, I'm gone. So Uruguayan players tend to listen to the clubs, especially because we don't get many guys who play for Real or for Barcelona. So we want to keep our relationships in a good place. And then he was also nursing an injury and they let him come. So I think that was part of it. Thank you for letting him come. Now we'll do you a favor as well. But we just played Bolivia, guys. We didn't get a shot on net. We did not get a shot on net.
Right, you played on top of a mountain.
We played. There was a guy swinging from the airplanes with a vine. He looked like Spider-Man. That's how high we were. There was a guy swinging from plane to plane. That's how high the games are in La Paz. But anyways, guys, I'm serious. I'm watching the game today, and I'm just like, number one, can't believe I left early to watch this nonsense because the game was at 4 o'clock Eastern. We were lucky to get a point against Bolivia. Again, the game is away. It's a tough away game. But to not get a shot on net and to get balled by Bolivia, it hurts. It really hurts. After a performance against Argentina where we didn't create anything. So we just played 180 minutes of footy where Darwin Nunez was just doing cardio. Like, he was working on his lungs, getting his lungs expanded.
Nice. And
now he's going back to Liverpool with altitude air in his lungs. So He should finish the season strong. But man, what a ridiculous performance today.
So you're officially worried with 2026 on the horizon.
I mean, we're going to qualify. And so listen, I'll give you credit.
I mean, for the tournament, not for qualifying.
For the tournament stuff, we're good because our guys will show up there, right? Right? Like for that, we'll show up. So I'm not too worried. I'm just concerned at the attacking prowess that we're showing right now because it's not good. Our coach, Bielsa, is his thing is that he's very hard-headed and stubborn. So he keeps on deploying the same guys in every big game, and we don't do anything, and he keeps on playing the same guys. So the talk in Uruguay is we need change. Like we need just try a different lineup. So then today he did, I guess he heard some of the noise, and he just started a ridiculous lineup. Like just all bunch of guys that should not be starting. Is that okay? If you guys want this.
How many changes did he make?
He changed everyone, like almost the entire squad.
It could have to deal with the altitude.
Because you wanted altitude, you wanted more like the running guys. And like I said, like he didn't start our guys who are our first guys always starting. So, yeah. But anyways, let's move on because
it could be worse. You could be a Brasileiro who just took 4.
My blood pressure is going up. So I need to talk about something that makes me better. Yeah, Brazil stinks too. So that's good. Brazil just took, as we call it, un baile. Un baile en el Monumental. For all the Argentinian listeners, I know we have a lot of them. Congrats. You are the best team in South America. And the Brazilians should probably stop running their mouth before they go play games. Because if there's one thing that you cannot do to a Uruguayan or to an Argentinian, run your mouth before the game is played. Argentina was going into this game not playing for much. They've already pretty much clinched first place. And Rafinha decided, and again, I love Rafinha, Barcelona fan. Rafinha decided to do a sit-down interview with Romario where they both just start talking shit about Argentina.
Did they say
what?
They literally were just saying like, we have no doubt that we're going to beat them. We're the bigger footballing nation. And then Rafinha, I don't know if we can swear. Are we allowed to swear or no? We can't swear, right?
You can swear.
So he says an F-bomb. So he literally says F Argentina. And then Romario, too, goes, yeah, F Argentina. Let's show them.
Perfect.
So just bulletin board material for Argentina. Like that game meant a lot more to Brazil until you did that. And now Argentina's showing up. And it was awesome because, again, Otamendi, he's a hack. But Otamendi, the whole first half, every single scuffle, you see Otamendi coming in and going over to Rafinha, and he's giving him the Sigue hablando, sigue hablando. And they're literally all chirping the Brazilians. And the Brazilians, you can see, it's like they're seeing ghosts. They're seeing ghosts because all the Argentinians are into every single foul. There's 11 Argentinians by the guy who's fouled on Brazil. And they want to fight. And I'll give credit to Argentina right now. It's a unified squad, and Brazil is not. Brazil's all over the place. Again, bunch of superstars. They're all fighting to be who's the guy. And then Neymar was coming back, so they were all like, oh, well, Neymar's coming back, but I'm still the guy, and I'm the guy, and this guy's the guy. And now they just took 4-1 against Argentina. An absolute masterclass. Brazil is not what they once were. And it's time
What about Enzo Fernandez?
It's time for, Enzo Fernandez. It's funny because all the River Play guys, because they're playing literally in the freaking Monumental, the River Play guys all just put on a show. Like every single one of them was amazing today. But Enzo, yeah, masterclass today. That ball that Enzo Fernandez played, and the finish from McAllister is crazy too. But
I don't know why the goalie's coming out. Why is the goalie coming out? Why does the goalie come out there?
I mean, he shouldn't be playing. Alisson and Ederson don't want to go anymore because
they don't want to.
When did Alisson get hurt? Alisson pulled out and Ederson pulled out, so they're playing a goalie that's playing in Brazil.
He's shocked.
So again, it's just these guys don't even want to play for Brazil. Like it's reached a point where it's like, what is going on with the Brazilian national team? Like there's something happening inside that we don't know about. But for both, so Alisson is pulled out. Like wouldn't Ederson say, yeah, I'm there for sure. Like I got to start against Argentina. So I don't know.
Maybe they don't want to make the trip.
That's
big
true.
time.
Enzo's winning in life though, because isn't he rumored with Mia Khalifa? I don't know.
No, he's back with his. He's
back
with his girl again.
They reconciled. That's nice for the kids.
He's
That's
back
nice for the kid.
with Valu.
That's nice for the kids.
It's good for the kid.
Good, guys, let's move on to our half-volley hot takes here. Let's rattle through a few.
Don't go over Valu like that ever again, okay? Give Radu her respect. She's a rock.
Okay, sorry.
Guys, we didn't make it last week on the Half-Volley Hot Takes. We had to cut it due to time. So we're going to lead with Jonathan David. You started earlier here, Penna. Summer transfer prediction. I don't know if you guys saw post-match against the U.S. Henri was just singing Jonathan David's praises. And he was saying how he had his doubts about David in France and when he first made the move and stuff like that. But he doesn't have any doubts anymore. He is. And, Jonathan David gave a good answer. He wasn't, he's not sure what's going to happen. And, I think he left the door open there. He might stay at Leo. To me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I know it's familiar. It's nice. He's probably loved there. But if I'm him, prime of my career, you got to I'm wanting to challenge myself at the highest level, in a top team, better league than France. So Lou, where do you, I guess two things. Where do you see him signing? Where do you want him to sign? Maybe they're the same.
I think, for a Canadian kid, I think he's going to go to the Prem. I know he's come out and said his dream league is La Liga. And Barca's his team, but I don't see that happening. What I've been reading, Arsenal, because of their injuries at 9, we've talked about it previously in our show. Manchester United, but, I don't know what they're going to do with Hoyland.
Another 9?
Hoyland's going to go back to City A, I would imagine. They'd have Xerxes and Jonathan David.
The Manu circus keeps turning it.
Well, Hoyland has definitely not panned out. He's been poor. Or Tottenham. I could see him at Tottenham. I would say one of those three. I see him in the Prem 100%, I think, with the salary. And he's going to get an even inflated salary because it's a free transfer.
He's free, right?
What do you think he's going to be making a year? It's double digits. I think he's at double digits for sure. If they were offering Rabiot 10 million at Man U, you're surely offering this guy upwards of 12, 13 on a free, no?
Rabiot 10 million. What's his mom's cut, though, as the agent?
What a loser.
So, Lou, you're saying the Prem.
I'm saying the Prem. Arsenal, Manchester, Tottenham are my 3.
Good shouts. Yeah, I just think the Prem, like we've already spoken about, the money that they're going to throw at him on a free, offer him a double-digit salary. There's no one in Serie A. There's no one in Serie A that can offer it. There's no one in Spain that'll offer it. Barca is in line for a striker, obviously, but I don't see it. I don't see it because I think Barca will be, like I said, I think Barca's going for Isak. That's my honest opinion. So I would open up the Newcastle possibility for Jonathan David. Isak on his way out, Jonathan David in. That would be my prediction. But I can see Arsenal too. But I think
where do you
Isak's
pick
on his
if
way
you're
out.
him? If you're him from a
Isak
footballing perspective, where do you guys pick to go if
Arsenal.
You're him? Arsenal?
Yeah.
Arsenal, because they need the 9 desperately. But
salary will be the same.
If Isak does go, and that opens up a big opportunity at Newcastle, who could be a Champions League squad, I think that'd be a good move for him as well.
And I think it'd be contingent on who's in Champions League. That's why
it'd be contingent on who makes it. Yeah, but
yeah.
I think even if Newcastle doesn't make it, I still think it's a good move for him because Newcastle they
might get in the next year.
They got money. But obviously, but if they lose Isak, then there's an opportunity for him to play, minutes, which was where I was going before. He needs to make a decision not only based on money, it's obviously easier for me to say sitting here in the chair, but he's going to make significant money playing football. I think he needs to worry about go make your money, obviously, because there's going to be more money wherever he goes than Leo, obviously, but you have to worry about continuity in playing. That'd be my advice to him as a Canadian. And the fact that he's our best player, make a move where you're going to play. Because I see it in Uruguay all the time. We get all these young, promising talents, and they make the move for the money to a place where they're not going to play. And then in 2 years, that kid who was a gem, our best prospect, is playing for Cagliari in Italy. Right? So make
Beautiful
a move
place.
with Cagliari.
here.
Yeah.
It's a hot spot, man. Great beaches.
Great beaches. You're right.
Guys, moving on. The city of Toronto is looking to spend up to $10.7 million to buy and resell 2026 World Cup hospitality packages. what are we doing? We running a city or flipping tickets on StubHub? But, you know, I get they want to ensure access here, guys, and maybe avoid private resellers cashing in. And, you know, the city's broke, as we all know. But, like, are they overreaching with public funds here, or is this a smart move or not?
Are you shocked? Are you shocked what we pay for tickets in this stupid city? It's embarrassing that they're willing to do that, though. That pains me. I know in like other countries, so like, for example, Scotland, if you go to so many games, you're on like a thing where you get tickets. You know what I mean? So they wouldn't be able to do this. And that's what bugs me, because in Europe, they revolt if you do this. Like, you know, we talk about Bayern Munich, they increase season tickets or whatever. People snap. But we won't do anything because you know who's going to go to the games? These loser Larrys with their Pinot Grigio tumblers.
Big corporations just use it as a
Don't you have a Pinot Grigio tumbler right there?
Yeah, I do. But I have fruit punch in it. It's not wine. But yes, those are my drinking glasses, okay?
Yeah.
Here's the only way.
That number 10 guy, it's really fast. There's going to be a lot of those conversations happening when we're at the World Cup games.
Like, I hope Italy games are in, like, Dallas or somewhere like that, because I know I'm going to have a better chance to go there.
What about Vegas?
Vegas would be nice. But, like, come on. I'm going to have to battle with these people. I don't want to say it, offend anyone.
The only way I think this is okay is that I think this might be those hospitality packages that we saw, and not like individual tickets. Like, they're buying the suite packages that then I guess they would sell to corporations who would be in those hospitality seats, where people like us, we wouldn't even be buying those tickets anyways. So in that case, maybe it's okay. Like, you know, you buy him, you flip him.
Maybe
we should buy one. Might be worth it.
Lookout?
Yeah. Tax expense.
Taxes?
It's a write-off. Just write it off. Just write it off.
Write it off.
Kramer, you don't know what a write-off is.
Guys, that's a wrap for this episode. Shout out again to Addison Alberta Events and the Genius Studios for supporting the pod. Gave us a fire new logo. If you haven't seen it yet, head to our IG page to check it out. Make sure you follow us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. Drop a rating so we shoot up those charts. You know, share it in your group football group chats and tag us with all your takes. We look at everything, guys, and we really appreciate the love. We'll finish on. Yeah, send some hate.
Say something. You forgot our shout-out section, by the way. But go on.
No, shout-outs is right now. We always end with shout-outs. I was just about to do it.
Sorry, eh?
I'm sorry. You get to go first. Yeah,
my bad.
Shout-outs. Actually, I didn't think about shout-outs this week, but
you're not.
Okay, you're cut. Luca, go.
I got to shout out my boy Dylan Carrero, who was very, very angry with us when we had Man U as the favorites with Tottenham, who have beaten Man U 3 times this year. He was livid. He had a word with me, and I said,
"That's not good. That's not good for us."
I shut him out. Shout out my boy Ignacio Sabataso, who's been messaging me. He's my South American plug who gives me all the info. That's a 17-year-old kid who watches more soccer than anyone. Like, as long as an Argentinian's playing in the game, he watches it. Like, he watches Bologna steady because of Dominguez and Castro, and he just tells me about them. So I love it. He's a 17-year-old who plays the game the proper way. And I hope the kids who are listening, who they won't be listening this long because they're not listening for an hour, but the more you watch, the better you are. That kid understands the game because he watches it steady.
Actually, I'll do a quick shout out. We actually had a dinner, which was with our Dixie Dominators national championship team from when we were under 16. So we did a reunion dinner. So shout out to all of my Dixie Dominators who actually had heard the pod when we were at dinner, and they made comments about it. So shout out to all the national champions, the Dixie Dominators.
Jay Ice, we see you.
Jay Ice there?
Jay Ice is a North Mississauga guy. He doesn't win national championships.
He wasn't a Dixie Dominator?
No, yes, Jay was a North Mississauga Classics, and they made hoodies when they won Ontario Cup with on the back it said "We the best."
Yeah, DA.
Yeah,
DA.
Just
like Jamal and Shane Lamy.
Best.
What did they have?
Sorry,
Jamal and Shane Lamy had something too on their gear.
No, that's them. Shane Lamy, Jamal. That's their hoodie. Yeah, and they used to walk on the balcony of the soccer center, all like in a pack with their hoodies on. And the do-rags were coming in with the waves, and they were all walking around the balcony with the
what would the dads, Lums, end us with what the dad would say about David Edgar?
Experience Beckham.
It's one of my favorite sound bites. Eh?
Hey, we're out. Have a good one. Thanks for following, and until the next time.